Oh, hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back once again to Dragon Quest VIII. I've upped my sound settings a little bit. There is also, apparently, I did not know this, a sound setting inside the menu of the game, which I have raised by 1 point. It is defaultly on 2. So I put it up to 3. Tell me how that sounds. Alright, so let's talk a little bit about the preparations that are going to be, that I have done to prepare for the Dark Runes and the boss battle at the end of the Dark Runes, which is considered by many to be the major difficulty spike of the game. So, first thing I did, I say first thing, but I did a lot of this stuff concurrently, but one of the things I did was I got Angelo up to level 24. It took about 15 minutes of grinding. There's a really good leveling spot west of the Argonian hunting grounds, the royal hunting grounds. You just go there. There's a little inlet forest. You go up there. You can meet up to 8 metal slimes at one time. I basically one-shot them with my critical hit spear move, lightning or thunder. It's thunder thrust, I think. Oh, it's lightning thrust. Yangus also got some action with Hatchet Man, although Hatchet Man only has like a 25% chance of connecting, whereas lightning thrust has a 50-50 shot. And but we killed them. You can meet up to groups of 8 of the metal slimes. It's very good, very consistent experience. If you want to get a little higher risk, high reward, potentially go and fight the liquid metal slimes in Trodain, but you got to get really lucky to get one of them. I would not recommend you do that if all you have to kill the metal slimes is Metal Slash. If you don't have a critical hit move, it's really not worth your time. If you need money, go to Neos and farm gold golems during the daytime. It's real simple. So, anyway, with full heal in hand, this allows me to, I guess, kind of have a rounded enough toolkit to potentially survive the boss battle. And that, coupled with all of the stuff they sell here, you can do a lot of alchemy. Oh my goodness, just all the alchemy. So let's talk about everybody's equipment. Alright, my hero. I bought a Razor Wing Boomerang. It's the best boomerang you can get at this point in the game. If you've gone, just balls to the wall boomerangs, there you go. You can buy it from the weapons merchants there. And since I didn't need my reinforced boomerang anymore, I took it to Dodge Dave and got a free 1,200 gold. Oh yeah. The Demon Spear. You take the Battle Fork and the Devil's Tail that you got in the Magic Mirror Room. You throw them in the pot with a Poison Needle from Baccarat and just the weapon shot. You ain't got to go into the casino or nothing. And you get the Demon Spear. The Demon Spear is, in my opinion, the best spear you can get at this point in the game for the time that you have to sink into getting it. The Hero Spear you get for defeating rank A of the Monster Arena is technically better. In fact, it's a lot better. But the fact that you have to actually beat rank A of the Monster Arena makes it much less good, in my opinion. Because at this point in the game, at my level, I just don't have the tools to go and beat rank B without getting extremely lucky. If you want to go and try and get lucky, by all means, go for it. The Hero Spear is much better, but the Demon Spear is good enough. If you went swords, the best sword you can get is the Zombie Slayer. Throw it into the pot. You buy the Zombie's Bane from the weapons merchant, throw it in the pot, get you a Zombie Slayer. Right now I have an Iron Shield, but that is because I do not have all of the required stuff to make the shield that I am going to be getting in. We will get it when we go to visit the old man about the magic mirror. It's kind of on the... One of the things that I'll be getting is on the way. The other one is kind of out of the way, but it's not like super out of the way. Well, actually, it's very super out of the way. There's a shortcut. So, yeah. The Dragon Shield is what we're going to be getting, and the Dragon Shield requires 2 dragon scales to make. There are 2 dragon scales in the game up to this point, and there are 3 recipes you can make with those scales. All 3 recipes require both scales. You can make a new whip for Jessica, some armor, and a shield. Of the 3, the shield is the best bang for your buck by far. It reduces breath damage by a whopping 25 points. This shield is good enough to use the entire rest of the game. The armor is okay, but the fact that I have access to Platinum Mail, Magic Armor, all kinds of other different things that could do, a similar job, it makes the dragon armor much less good. The whip, it's just not a good enough bang for your buck, I feel. Partly because of the Dragon Shield being so good, and partly because from this point forward, tension is going to be kind of bad, and that takes a lot of the oomph out of Twin Dragon Lash. So Jessica is going to be using more spells for the middle third of the game here. We have the Platinum Mail. I already showed you how we got that. Mercury's Bandana. I feel that the speed boost you get from the Mercury's Bandana is way better than any raw defensive power we can get. I want to point out that you want a healthy mix of protection from fire and ice-based attacks, which is breath attacks, and spells for the upcoming boss battles. So basically, you kind of want to get your breath protection on your shield and get your spell protection on your armor. Alright. Yangus. Yangus has access to better axes than the Bandit axe at this point in the game, but they require rare materials, and I don't think it's worth spending them on Yangus, a new axe. You might disagree with me, but that's your prerogative, and they're your rare materials. Use them how you see fit. I would like to note that I got a second Bandit axe for free from Dodgy Dave by making a ring for him. And you need that second Bandit axe to make the Gigant armor, which, by the way, he's using a steel shield. Super straightforward. You can buy it at Neos, I think. Whatever. But super straightforward. Just a little better than the iron shield that he was wearing before. The Gigant armor, though, is really exciting. The Gigant armor is probably his best raw defensive armor in the game. It reduces damage from pretty much everything. We're talking fire breath, ice breath, crack, and sizzle. It is really, 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 really good. And it takes a lot of effort to make. It's probably the most involved recipe on this list that I did. But the Gigant armor is worth it. It stops frizz, sizz, bang, crack, ice, and fire breath. Reduces all of their damage by 30 points. That is huge. Because, let's say the breath does, 60 points of damage. Well, right there, it does 30. That's amazing. In fact, I want to say the Gigant armor is the best armor that is Yangus only. I might be wrong. I guess there is one that might be technically better, but that would be kind of a personal preference thing. So anyway, Iron Mask, pretty self-explanatory. Oh, I didn't talk about my hero's accessory, the Ruby of Protection. I'm using a Ruby of Protection because I don't have anything better. A much better choice, if you want to go out of your way to get it, would be, or you have an extra one, would be a Ring of Agility. Same thing with Yangus. The agility rings are way, way better than what I have on, but, you know, I've got a tough guy. All I've got is the tough guy tattoo. It's good enough. Alternate weapons for Yangus. If you went Scythe, buy a Steel Scythe from, I think, Baccarat. If you went Clubs, buy a Warhammer from here in town and upgrade it, or don't. You can upgrade it to an Uber Warhammer. It takes a Mighty Armlet. You need 2 Strength Rings to make a Mighty Armlet, which requires 2 Prayer Rings. You can get an infinite number of Prayer Rings at this point in the game from that guy for 9,000 gold apiece. Go for it if you feel like it. The Gigant armor, by the way, the recipe is 2 Mighty Armlets and a Bandit Mail. You make the Bandit Mail by throwing, you get a Bandit Axe, a Bandit's Kilt, Bandit's Grass Skirt, and then something else, and you throw it in there, and then you combine that with 2 Mighty Armlets, and you get the Gigant armor. It's totally worth making. It is totally worth making. So here we have Jessica. She's very similar to the way I had her before. The Chain Whip, you can buy it here if you didn't make one earlier, here in the bazaar, I mean. A White Shield. I took her Light Shield that I had picked up earlier, and I combined it with 2 Fresh Milks, and I got the White Shield. I could have done that a long time ago, but I just didn't for laziness, mostly, you know. I didn't want her to be without a shield, you know. Magic Vestment, I bought that at the store here, I think, when I first got to Argonia. That description is wrong. It reduces damage by 1/3. That should read an enchanted garment that reduces damage from spells to 2/3. So you take 33% less damage. So let's say you're getting hit for 100 points of damage, you would take 33 less points of damage. So that's pretty good. And it reduces damage from like Frizz, Sizz, Bang, Whoosh, and Crack. It's really good for the upcoming boss battle. Doesn't do anything against breath damage, though. But she gets a little bit of breath protection from her White Shield. It reduces damage from, I want to say just Fire Breath. Yes, just Fire Breath. But 10 points, you know, that's 10 points of damage she's not taking. So let's talk about her accessory, the Life Bracer. Life Bracers are really, really, really good for this point in the game. They give you a passive bonus to your max hit points. You get 30 extra HP. It also gives you some defense, which is nice. There are other options. First of all, I want to say that the agility rings are really good all around. You could not go wrong with equipping all 4 of your party members with agility rings and just rolling into the battle that way. Part of the reason I didn't do that was because I didn't have the stuff to make the agility rings, and part of the reason is that I value the 30 extra hit points here. Jessica has so few hit points, 30 extra hit points. It's a huge defensive boost. Same thing with Angelo. You know, their hit points went from 136 and 153 to 166 and 183. That's like they gained, that's like 10 levels of hit points, 5 levels of hit points. You know, really good. Alternate weapons for Jessica. I feel for Jessica and Angelo both, if you went staff or staves, any old stave will do. It's just personal preference. You know, what do you want to carry into the battle? You know, all of the staves are useful in their own way. If you got the rune staff from the Pick'em Casino, that's a good choice to carry into battle. The lightning staff is, of course, a good choice to carry into battle. If you got lucky with the magma staff drops, that is a good choice to carry into battle. Just any old thing you could make. I think at this point in the game, you might be able to make a staff that casts a zing spell. That's really good to carry into battle. Trying to think if there's any other staves. I can't think of any. Can't think of any more at all. Staff. I think it's called the Staff of Resurrection. So that's a good one to bring in. But to get that, of course, you have to get rune staffs from the Pick'em Casino, which I didn't do. So anyway. Oh, also, if she went knives, if you have your knife skill high enough to use swords, that she can use the Zombie Slayer. That's her best weapon. If not, buy the Falcon Knife from the merchant in the weapon shop over there and use that. Angelo. Angelo is the person I spent the most money on. Because I just didn't have, like, a lot of... Like, I had to rebuy a lot of things that I found for free. For example, I had to buy him a light shield. I found one for Jessica for free. Jessica got her Scholar's Cap here. You take Scholar Specs from the Accessory merchant here at the bazaar, and you throw it in with a magical hat. She got her magical hat for free from the room with the magic mirror. I had to buy one for Angelo. Actually, I had to make two Scholar's hats for Angelo because of the Sage's Robe. You take a magic vestment that she is wearing, which, by the way, Angelo cannot wear, and you throw it in with a Scholar's Cap, and you get the Sage's Robe, which reduces damage by 25 points. Also very good. It's Frizz, Sizz, Whoosh, and Crack. Very good. It doesn't do bang, but that's okay. Yeah, you can see right now that those little tooltips don't tell you everything. There's a really good FAQ on game FAQs called like the Game System FAQ. It tells you all the values for, you know, what reduces and everything like that. I talked about the life bracers already. Scholar's Cap is pretty good, just really good defense. And it also gives you a wisdom boost, which, you know, will help with its healing Jessica's damage a little bit. Let's talk a bit about Cheiron's bow. You take the Eros bow that we got earlier, and you throw it into the pot with a power shield. Power shields, by the way, are another good thing to possibly make. But the thing is they're expensive to make, and they require strength rings. So, that's up to you. Like, do you want to use your strength seeds for that? Like if you haven't used any, I could theoretically do it, but I would have to, like, grind up a lot of money and go up to that guy up on the hill up there and buy prayer rings to do that. And I mean, that's just way too much money. Power shields are really good, though, because when you use them in battle, they restore the life of the user equal to a mid-heal spell. So that can be handy for the next boss battle as well. Cheiron's bow is a good compromise, though, because when you use it in battle, it restores 30 hit points to all allies. That's not a lot of healing, but the fact that it's A, free, and B, hits your entire party is amazing at this point in the game. A lot of FAQs say that you absolutely cannot beat these upcoming bosses unless Angelo has multi-heal. That is not true, because you have Cheiron's bow. And it is, of course, possible to defeat it without Cheiron's bow, of course. But Cheiron's bow is really, really good. It is an item that is worth carrying in your inventory to almost the end of the game, even when you find a better bow. Sword-wise, if you have gone swords, the best sword that you can get at this point in the game is called the Mercury's Rapier. It requires you take It's actually like a 4-step alchemy process. You take the Templar sword, you throw it in the pot with something else that forgets me. You get the Holy Angel's Rapier, I think. What it's called. That's a pretty good sword. You could stop there if you want to. If you have not gone spears with your hero, and you have that Devil's Tail to spare, you can throw the Devil's Tail in with the Holy Angel Rapier and get the Fallen Angel Rapier. Alright, great. You can stop there if you want to. However, if you really, really want the Mercury's Rapier, which is really good, don't get me wrong, you can throw the Mercury's Bandana in with the Fallen Angel Rapier, you get the Mercury's Rapier, and it's basically a sword that when you equip it, you get plus 20 to your agility. It's really, really good. It's really, really good for Angelo, also because it makes him faster and makes his heals come out quicker, so that's always a plus. I didn't go swords, and I do not want to sacrifice my Mercury's Bandana, so I'm definitely not doing that. Definitely not doing that. So, that's my equipment that I've done. There's a couple more items that are going to be useful. For example, healing items are always useful. You want at least... Hold on, let me sort my bag here. You want at least rose roots? Is that what it's called? Yeah, rose root. You want at least rose roots on your party members. Armor Seco Essence. You don't want to heal with strong medicines or medicinal herbs. Special medicines is even better. We've getting to the point in the game where we've got a little bit of girth behind our HP totals. So you want at least these, but special medicines are even better if you want to make them. Just a quick little rundown of how to make these. This is 3... You throw 3 herbs at one time into the pot, you get a rose root. You can buy those. If you want strong medicines, put 2 herbs in the pot. To get special medicines, you throw 2 strong medicines in the pot. Carrying a couple of Yggdrasil leaves into the battle is not a bad idea. Maybe some magic water. If you really want, you can make Yggdrasil Dew, which will heal your entire party up to max. It might be worthwhile making one of those as kind of a failsafe. Excuse me. I really recommend you carry 3 really good cheeses into battle with you. I think I'm going to be taking the spicy cheese and 2 chili cheeses for use in the first form of the boss. Cured cheese is really good. However, I recommend you save the cured cheese, especially if you want to make another power shield. I think they're used in the shield. I think they're used in the recipe for the power shields. Yes, the power shields. The power shield recipe is cured cheese, magic shield, and a strength ring. So, like, they give you enough cheese to make 2 shields. They just give you the cheese. The angel cheese is really good to carry into battle because it will cast Sing. Other than that, not really much. But, you know, the items are really important for Yangus and Jessica, you know, in case they have to heal. Jessica, I feel, is even more important than Yangus to carry items on because she's fast. So anyway, that is my preparations. Next time, we are going to go visit the old man. We'll pick up the items that I need to make my shield, and then we'll go to the Dark Rooms. I'll see you then.